Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. If more people join, they can always watch the recording as well at the end. But welcome everyone to our From Scroll to Stroll, How Influencers Convert Digital Engagement to In-Store Action webinar. I'm thrilled to guide you today through today's session focused on driving real retail traffic through strategic influencer partnerships. At VizSense, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary as a data-driven MarTech agency specializing in influencer marketing, and that's why we're here today. We're not just another agency, we're pioneers in blending AI-driven insights with human expertise to create campaigns that truly resonate. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Kylie Brown. I'm a senior account executive here at VizSense. Sorry, I've been here for 4 years, helping grow brands that we've worked with in expanding campaigns. And I'll pass it to Noelle to introduce herself as well.
Yes, thank you. My name's Noelle. I'm a senior client insights manager here at VizSense, and I've been here working in the influencer marketing industry for over 3.5 years now. I'll walk us through a case study example later on in the webinar, but I'll kick it back to Kylie to kick everything off.
Awesome, thank you. So let's dive into what's in store for today. We'll explore how shopping content drives real sales, turning influencer content into a retail traffic hack, finding the perfect influencer for your retailer-driven promotions, and what's trending in retail right now. And Noelle will walk us through a real-time example of a success story that we've had. Our goal is to provide you with actionable strategies that transform online engagement into foot traffic and strengthen your retailer partnerships. So to get started here, influencers don't just recommend, they take people shopping. Through real-time shopping content, they create a feeling of a shared experience. Influencers-driven content directly contributes to the growth of social, where consumers are really going to make purchases directly through those social media platforms and on retailer websites. The global social commerce market was valued at over $400 billion in 2023 and is projected to grow 30% by 2028. Influencers are truly a key driver of this growth. Consumers trust recommendations from influencers more than traditional advertising because the content feels more authentic than an ad, and they trust the influencers that they follow and have similar interests and hobbies. Shopping content wins because it feels like they're tagging along with a friend, not just watching an ad. Everyone's going shopping. Everyone's, seeing influencers take their followers in stores with that in-store content. So it's a really great way to tie a product to a retailer through an influencer. So why does shopping content perform so well? It's really simple. It's like tagging along with a friend, not just watching an ad. There's an authenticity to it that we can't replace like traditional media. They create an immediate I'm going there too action when followers see their favorite creator discovering products in store. It bridges that digital physical divide between the two. Unlike brands, influencers have established trust with their audiences through relatable, authentic content, which makes their recommendations feel more like a friend's advice rather than a sales pitch. Followers feel personally connected to some of these influencers, making recommendations feeling like advice from a loved one or a friend, thereby increasing that purchase intent. We'll dive into a couple high-level stats on influencer successes. These numbers really tell us a compelling story about influencer impact on retailer behavior. As you can see here on the left, 84% of shoppers have purchased product via an influencer recommendation. That is significant conversion power. Even more impressively, 50% of followers make monthly purchases based on influencer content. And perhaps the most telling on the right here, 69% of consumers trust influencers over brands on social media. These aren't just engagement metrics, they translate directly to in-store visits and purchases. And when we implement retail-focused influencer campaigns, these numbers show the tremendous ROI potential waiting to be unlocked. Moving along here into kind of the 3 steps to helping people follow the shopper journey experience through influencer marketing. So let's break it down here. First, when the influencer posts in-store content, followers immediately experience that FOMO. They see it, they want it, they know exactly where to get it. It's really helpful when, especially you're doing a campaign over a period of time, that first piece of content is really showcasing that in-store retail driving aspect. So for example, we always recommend to our clients that the first piece of content that the influencer posts, whether that's a reel, a TikTok, they're going in store, they're showing where they're purchasing it, they're showing where it is on the shelf, if it's on an end cap, if there's a promotion tied to it. These are all things that we always do in the upfront, just so that the influencer from there on, considerable next posts are tied to that retailer. Hey, I went to Target and picked up OGX. That's kind of how we usually preface our retailer campaigns. When influencers post content about their in-store experiences, followers are inspired to act, driving them to the retailer's physical store or website. By showcasing products in-store, influencers feel that the shopping experience feels more authentic and accessible. Oh, I'm going to Target this weekend too. I'm going to pick up the product as well. Next, followers also engage and mention the retailer. So as we know, when influencers tag specific retailers, it sparks increased engagement from followers who comment, share, mention the retailer in their own posts. By tagging these locations and products, influencers make the retailer more visible to the broader audience. And this really also strengthens the relationship between the brand and the retailer. And it's always great to showcase to your retailer, hey, I'm spending money either with their retail media network or outside of that on influencer content to drive organic reach to you as well, to your retailer. Happy retailer equals happy brand is what we've learned here at VizSense with our clients. And then lastly here, this translates into more foot traffic and sales, both online and in physical locations. So this isn't just digital engagement, it's physical action that drives real revenue. And we've tracked traffic spikes following viral in-store content that proves that this model works. Influencers not only drive online traffic, but also boost foot traffic to physical stores. And when influencers also have a promotion tied to it, it really helps followers act quickly, resulting in those higher sales volumes, those larger basket sizes, pushing followers to really make those decisions quickly, especially if it's like a limited time offer or a promotion that's only running for a period of time. Moving along here, the right influencer and the right retailer are always going to be a struggle when it comes to the vetting that you need to do in the upfront, whether that's through your agency, a vetting tool, or you're doing it in-house. You want to make sure that those influencers are also going to be reaching the typical retailer audiences that we're targeting. So for example, we'll walk through what the Costco shopper looks like and how they're a little bit different than the Target shopper and how you can really reach these people. So we pulled together here the Target Instagram audience demographics and the Costco Instagram audience demographics. Each retailer environment attracts different demographic profiles, and it's really important to know who those target audiences are and how they behave. When we align influencer audiences with those retailer demographics, the content feels natural, the conversion rates continue to climb, and we've seen mismatched partnerships fall flat. So creating those relationships between the influencer and the retailer is super important. Looking at the data from our proprietary vetting platform, these are demographic differences between Target and Costco Instagram audiences. Target skews more heavily female, if you can see here, at 83% compared to Costco's 73%. So tapping into, a male audience when you're driving to Costco is also something that's super important. While both have similar racial demographics, there are slight differences in age distribution and income levels that will impact that influencer selection. So Target's audience includes more younger shoppers, while Costco's has a bit stronger presence in the 35 to 45 age bracket. Obviously, this is on Instagram, so this is what we're looking at, and it might skew a little differently based on the platform that you're using. But these distinctions inform not only which influencers you should select, but also how we shape content for each retailer environment. Next here, we're going to go through matching influencer reach to shopper behavior. So it's super important, as we mentioned, to go through who those audience demographics are, but also we need to find out how they behave. So each retailer has a distinct shopper behavior profile. For Costco, the bulk membership appeals really to those creators that are going and making those recommendations. And this translates really well. So I'll walk through kind of what we would do for a campaign based on like influencer strategy, content approach, messaging. So for Costco, the influencer strategy we would really look to would be focusing on value, exclusivity, and bulk savings. Versus Target, it's more about convenience, trendy finds, affordability, and variety. The content approach we would take for a Costco campaign would be more of those long form reviews, haul videos. I'm back to school shopping, I'm stocking up my kitchen, I'm stocking up for the kids' lunches, membership perks as well. And then for Target, more of that quick, engaging content like TikToks and Reels that's going to showcase, hey, I just found this new product, or look at this traditional product just rebranded. It's really great to lean into some of those more quick, engaging, quick trips that you're going to make to Target. Regarding creator types, family, lifestyle, and saving focused influencers lean really well into that Costco shopper. And then for Target, more of those trendsetters, beauty, everyday lifestyle creators are really kind of a go-to for that Target shopper who's going and picking up, not only their groceries, but also their personal care items, and then also their makeup, also their home goods. So it's really great to see. The messaging we would use for a Costco campaign would be more around stocking up and saving, getting those bulk packages so you're set to go for the next couple months. Hidden Costco gems, that's something that's very trendy in the space right now, especially on TikTok. And then for Target runs, budget-friendly must-haves. I'm making my weekly Target run. I just went to Starbucks before, and this is what I'm finding amongst the stores. This is what's new. This is what I'm loving. Platforms we would ideally lean into for each of these. For Costco, we would lean more into Instagram Reels just because of that little bit higher age demographics. TikTok also leans really well. As we have seen, there's been a ton of viral Costco TikTok content, and then also Facebook ads. So a lot of the times when we have it, or a lot of the times when you hire an Instagram creator, you might also want to be boosting that and putting paid amplification behind that post on Facebook to reach those higher age demographics as well, those household shoppers, the people that are going and making all of the purchase decisions. And then for Target, TikTok leans so well, Instagram Reels, of course, and Pinterest is a great place to definitely promote a product at Target. Kind of in a different way, but it can be a great way to showcase, this is my makeup haul, or this is my recipe that I'm cooking, and this is where I got all the ingredients. We put a slide together here with some retail specific creators. So typically we recommend when you're doing a retail specific campaign, you include not only lifestyle creators or whoever that creator is that's typically buying your product, but also a couple retail creators. It's good to have that balance there because a lot of the times these retailer creators, they're constantly posting different products. It's very ongoing versus, a lifestyle creator, they're mixing it in with their regular content as well. So as you can see, AJ and Big Justice at Costco, they're huge drivers in the space of going and having that Costco tie. Specifically, when you think of AJ and Big Justice, you think of Costco. And then Target, for example, Talk Target to Me, Best of Target, Walmart, Whoa Wait Walmart, Tiny Trends with Tori. These are some other influencers that are always at Walmart, always at Target, going and shopping and finding those product recommendations. Next, we'll dive into the retail playbook here. So retailers can drive engagement by tapping into specific content types that consistently perform well in the retail space. Real-time store visits make this shopping experience feel more interactive and relatable. The psychology behind this is powerful. Followers feel they're shopping alongside someone they trust rather than being marketed to. Seasonal hauls, especially for driving high traffic periods like back to school and holiday shopping or 4th of July, stocking up for a backyard barbecue, create those natural urgencies that create that FOMO, and restocking routines also perform exceptionally well. I'm sure everyone has seen a restock video. My in-laws are coming in town. I need to restock my guest bathroom. I'm going to go run to Target to pick up all those products. Limited time offers and flash sales also create kind of an immediate sense of action. And after shopping hauls also close the loop of that shopping experience. I just got all of my stuff for my kids' lunches this week. Let's go put it in the pantry. Let's get ready to make their lunches for tomorrow. Next, paid plus organic equals the dream team. So paid amplification of influencer created content ensures it reaches the widest and most relevant audiences, delivering a powerful combination of authentic messaging with precision targeting capabilities. And that way too, you're reaching audiences that are likely shoppers at those retail sites outside of their organic. This is something that we really find successful in all of the campaigns that we run, and I'm sure across other agencies that you've worked with. But paid amplification ensures that content reach with those consumers that are most likely to visit that store retailer. The targeting precision that is possible with this also is remarkable. We can target consumers based on the distance from their specific store locations, previous shopping habits, demographic alignment with those retailers, and product. Going back to kind of the couple slides that we looked at before. As influencers are tagging those retailers and products, the exposure crosses multiple platforms and audience segments, reaching a broader audience and increasing that retailer visibility in both local and national markets. Lastly, promo power. So promotion power here is really, really strong when you have an influencer tied to it. So combining promotions like BOGO or limited time offers with influencer content creates a powerful urgency effect that significantly boosts sales velocity, drives immediate store visits. Hey, you got to pick up this product within the next week. It's Target Circle Week, and that will really help drive people to go ASAP into the store. The psychological impact of promotions also is particularly powerful. Shoppers are more likely to act on a promotion shared by an influencer they follow versus the same promotion in retailer advertising. Promotions like BOGO are especially effective during seasonal campaigns when consumers are already in shopping mode and looking to maximize their spending. This really leans well into some of those key shopping seasons like back to school and holiday or summer stock ups. It's really great for retail partners, influencer-driven promotional content as well. It's always great to share the love, so you can always share with your retailer, this is some of the content that we created, and they can also promote it on there and just continuing to reach outside audiences. Two more quick tips on our retail playbook. Geo-targeting takes retail influencer marketing to another level of effectiveness by ensuring content reaches those consumers with the highest probability of store visits. So using lookalike audiences based on those location data, previous shopper behavior will find ideal local shoppers. It's really important when you're vetting or your agency's vetting or you're using a tool that you're finding those creators that are in those locations and that their followers are going to be also in those locations. As we know, we don't like to go very far for a grocery store trip, so we want to make sure that those followers are also located near a Kroger, for example. When it comes to like an Ulta or a Sephora, people are usually willing to go a little bit further, but zip code customization ensures messaging resonates with neighborhood demographics and shopping patterns, and cross-device tracking connects online ad impressions to in-store visits, allowing for attribution and campaign optimization. It's really great to see, increased foot traffic, increased sales lists during the time of an influencer campaign tied to a promotion at a specific retailer. Lastly here, regional relevance equals retail results. So as we know, there's tons of stores, tons of retailers that are national, but there's also retailers that are regional. For example, a Wegmans or a Publix, or your product might be just now at Target and it's only on the West Coast. So making sure that you're finding those creators that are in those right regions and those locations is super, super key when you're doing your upfront vetting before you then hire them as a creator. Also, store-specific promotions drive traffic to those particular locations. So for example, it's an Ulta deal, but they only have it at limited locations. Having that upfront knowledge and sharing that with the influencers' followers is super important. So whether that's driving, maybe instead of driving to the retailer product page, it's driving to where can I get this product at my local Target. Local influencers boost that authenticity and community connection, and that really, really matters when it comes to relevance. The combination of geo-targeting precision with that regional relevance creates a powerful conversion engine that really drives measurable foot traffic to specific retailer locations at a fraction of the cost of traditional marketing tactics. And you can either do this through your retail media network, through an agency like us, through an in-house agency, or a vetting tool that really helps you find those creators that are going to be in those right locations. Lastly, I'm going to pass it over to Noelle to go through a real-time example.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so I'll be looking at a real example of a campaign that we worked on here at Vicens for a peach lemonade pouch brand. The product was a 10-pack that really wanted to establish retail presence at a competitive grocery retailer, and they were within that competitive beverage category. And the journey from passive scrolling on social media to actually having audiences actively strolling into store aisles really just represents the ultimate goal of retail influencer marketing. So, looking at the goal for this campaign specifically, we were of course looking to drive product awareness for the peach lemonade, also looking to drive trial at this major grocery retailer through the influencers' organic and authentic content. And in this way, we were able to create value for both the brand and their retail partner, which is really a crucial strategy for strengthening those trade relationships. And then looking at the platform mix, we used a mix of Instagram and TikTok content, really selecting these platforms based on, their strong performance for retail focused content and also with our target audience in mind, which we'll get into in a second. And we also carefully crafted the platform specific approaches rather than just using the same exact content across both platforms because we can recognize that shopping content does perform differently across these two platforms. And then in terms of location, we focused on Southern California and the Texas market, really just to maximize regional impact because they had a strong retailer presence in these two locations. The demographic aligned perfectly with our target audience, and we were able to have the creators make locally relevant seasonal content there as well. And then thinking about our target audience, we were looking for sophisticated refreshment for nostalgic millennials and families who are seeking authentic childhood memories with also a grown-up appeal. So having this kind of mix of both millennials who don't have kids and also family creators, it was able to differentiate the brand from both kid-focused competitors and the premium adult beverage competitors. And the specific audience really allowed us to select influencers with precise demographic alignment here. And then in terms of creators and the key points we were looking for specifically, we were looking for Gen Z and millennial creators as these are really the ones who are driving trends across social media right now. Audiences who value connection and experiences, and influencers who also have authentic and adventurous personalities, an active lifestyle, and possibly that family content to play into that aspect as well. And this careful creator selection really ensured that the product was presented in authentic context that's actually going to resonate with the target audience. Now, looking at the content themes, we tested two distinct content approaches to really determine which was going to drive the most retail impact here. The first approach was that come with me to the retailer, where the creators were showcasing their in-store shopping experiences, emphasizing where the product was located within that retailer, and really showing how easy it is to purchase. So there were a couple of pieces of content that fell under this theme with a 34% average engagement rate, which the industry standard engagement rate for influencer content is only at 2%. So clearly it performed really, really well. And then outside of just engagement, we also tracked how many direct actions were taken, which was at 40. And then there were over 170 comments in this category as well, which really shows that some great conversation was going on, which we'll dive into more here in a second. But really this high engagement rate just demonstrates how effectively retail specific content can really capture the attention and drive action when it provides that concrete shopping guidance like it did in this type of content. Now, in the second narrative, we called it Savoring Summer Fun. It took kind of a different angle, integrated the product into authentic summertime activities. So this might have looked like pool parties or picnics or just outdoor gatherings where the product was integrated rather than just in that retail environment. And it really, the metrics here represent a major insight that engagement rate alone doesn't always tell the full story, because you'll see here that across these pieces of content, there was a 4.5% engagement rate, which is a bit lower than the retailer type of content. But when you look at the actions taken in the comments, it was significantly higher than the retail content with 280 comments and 78 actions. So this approach actually drove more retail actions because it had a broader audience and really created that emotional connection with the product in these usage summertime contexts. Now we'll quickly walk through the campaign benchmarks. Now, the benchmark planning process on influencer campaigns is really important for, establishing those clear success metrics, making sure the stakeholders are aligned, the brand and the retailer is aligned on the expected outcomes from this influencer content. And all of these targets here were based on category averages and previous campaign performance in the beverage category. So the benchmarks here were 4 influencers, 10 pieces of content, 1 million impressions, 8,000 clicks to site, and a 2% engagement rate. And we really made sure to select creators whose audience demographics really matched our target retailer's shopper profile to maximize that conversion potential. And then we'll see that what we actually delivered was really impressive. We were able to over deliver, add some added value for the brand and the retailer. So we secured 5 influencers who created 12 pieces of content. And then the campaign generated over 1.1 million impressions, over 11,200 clicks to site, which was driving to the brand's store locator page, which was 41% above our target of only 8,000 clicks. And then most impressively, we achieved almost a 13% engagement rate, which compared to our 2% benchmark really shows that we far exceeded the category averages there. And now just to give a clear view of the added value we were able to provide to the brand and the retailer, this was an extra 2 pieces of content, an extra influencer, over 134,000 additional impressions, and over 3,200 additional clicks to site. And then in terms of engagement rate, we achieved a 546% higher engagement rate than what we actually projected. And now thinking about what all of these numbers mean in a dollar sense or in a media value sense, it ended up translating into over $186,000 in earned media value for the brand, really representing just a great ROI on the campaign investment here. All right, perfect. And just a couple more things on this example. I mentioned the campaign conversation earlier, which is really one of the most significant conversation drivers across influencer content. We see when it comes to retail content, we see a lot of conversation talking about plans to purchase, calling out the retailer specifically. So you'll see a couple of example comments here. Someone said, "Giving it a try on my next trip. I haven't tried this out yet. I'll have to check it out. And these will see me on my next trip to @retailer," where they actually tagged the exact retailer, which happens a lot on these types of campaigns. So it's really valuable that the specific mention of the retailer is coming through in the comment sections, just creating that direct mental association between the product and the purchase location at this retailer. Finally, just to wrap it all up and what the actual campaign impact was, the campaign, of course, delivered concrete and measurable results that benefited both the brand and the retailer. So we were able to create a strong product retailer association, drive significant traffic, not just to the physical store, but also online, and then also position the retailer as that summer refreshment destination. Of course, exceeding all KPIs as we just went through. And then most importantly, we were able to strengthen the brand and retailer partnership, just creating shareable success stories for both the retailer and the brand. But I'll toss it back to Kylie to wrap everything up for us today.
Awesome, thank you. Overall, here you can see our key learnings that we discussed today. So in-store shopping content creates that immediate "I'm going there to" action. The statistics are compelling and should shape your retail influencer strategy. 84% of shoppers purchase via influencer recommendation, for example. And then also location-based targeting to find those ideal local shoppers are super important. Retail-specific influencers reaching those right demographics for each store is also a very important part in the upfront of when you're going and finding those creators. And then exclusivity messaging also creates that destination shopping experience and that more immediate drive to action. A couple prime seasons ahead, just to keep in mind. Summer momentum, which everyone is planning for now, is between May and August, leveraging those seasonal shopping trips, those habits of increased store visits. I'm having a backyard barbecue, I'm having people over for dinner. Back to school rush also being a really, really important key moment in the year, July to September, tapping into those high volume shopping periods with influencer retail trips. If, for example, too, you are a company that owns multiple brands, going and having people stock up on multiple brands in one can really help also increase those bulk buying. habits. And then holiday advantage, October to December. As we know, this is a super important time to position your brand when it's most competitive in the retail environment. It's most competitive on social. Ads tend to be more expensive. So it's really important to really come to that prepared and start planning that usually in the summer. It looks like we're out of time for questions, but I'm going to just put my QR code up here so you can book a time with me if you wanted to chat. I'm offering 3 free 30-minute sessions, strategy sessions to discuss what brands you cover, what retailers you cover, and how we can potentially assist here at VizSense. We'll also be sending out, the webinar link so you can see it, but feel free to email me as well at kylie@vizsense.com with any questions that you might have, and scan the QR code to book a personalized strategy session. We're so thankful for everyone to come and join our retailer webinar today here at VizSense, celebrating our 10-year anniversary. So thank you so much, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, thank you.